time. Sports news and views from Mzansi and around the globe with Simto Dlala and Mike Makab.
I'll take this opportunity, and since I'm a young star in this room, and I'll give you an opportunity to intro. I think this is the man. Was he there when? Oh no, he wasn't there that time.
No, one sec. Yeah, I'll tell you.
I'll give you an opportunity to introduce our guest.
You know, it's very difficult to introduce my mentor, one of my mentors in this industry. Very difficult to introduce him without giving or letting the cat out of the bag. Because the moment I start and say, he was the man who played that tune on the piano and shined those shoes. He was the one who introduced, they say Pep Guardiola played tic-tac football. Now this man introduced tic-tac football. And look, as I talk, I get goosebumps all over my body because some of the football that football club played when he was in charge was some of the best football I believe South African supporters have ever witnessed. But hang on, let me carry on. Don't interrupt me. It's very important.
Sorry,
very important. This. Okay. I'll tell you what the irony of the whole thing is.
Yeah.
He's on the other side of the fence. So
even though he introduced
shoe shine and piano.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
he's now in the ship.
No, you can ask him which team.
No, we can't ask that question. I know
why?
where you go. Your problem is that you put people in a situation where they can't answer a direct question and they've got to circumvent all of these questions. So, honestly, it gives me great pleasure to welcome not one of the legends, one of the legends, one of the godfathers, grandfathers, whatever you want to call him, of South African football. If you want to give him his birth name, you'll call him Stanley Shabalala.
Yeah.
But if you want to give him the name that we all know him by, he's the man that we all know as Screamer. So, Stan, welcome to another edition of Gagasi, because you've been here on a number of occasions. It's a great honor to have you in the studio and a great pleasure to be able to sit here and unpack what I believe is probably going to be the game of the season.
Yeah. Thank you for the compliment, Mike.
But this is your home, Prasten. Now you've been here, so we spoke about it, and this is your home. Ufike in Prasten? At Tegwind.
Today, I arrived here, say about 2. Yeah.
This is your home, you know that?
Yeah, no.
And you are family now?
No, I am family now.
Yeah. So
it's just that the introduction that Mike has just made.
Yeah. But Prasten, you've done a lot for not only the youngsters, also you contributed a lot with football.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, also as a football player, right?
Yes. But are we doing enough to honor people like you, legends?
No,
sadly not.
No. I mean, after playing football, I don't know. I mean, nobody want to honor these guys.
Yeah,
all of them, most of them.
You know, I have to intervene here because it's something that touches my nerve.
Yeah.
We maybe aren't the only, but have to be one of the only countries in the world
100%.
Where we don't take the knowledge and expertise of those who understand the history of South African football, the culture of South African football, what makes our football tick, and bring them into a think tank to try and improve our football from the bottom all the way to the top.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, Mike is right. I mean, we're not doing enough.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe if we do, it's now after we have introduced this sitting with Stan, we're trying to bring in these old
legends.
players, these legends. But we're not doing enough. I mean, he's right. I mean, legends of teams overseas, their clubs, anytime they play a big game or even just a game, they invite
they're all there.
They are legends.
Yeah.
I mean, it's but for us, I don't know, maybe we don't want to copy good things.
Yeah.
We forever want to copy controversies.
Yeah.
Like we want to bring the VAR now. So I mean,
there were no VARs during your days.
No.
But it's a big one. You're in Durban once again, Preston. But before Sitkubeka Kakhulu, the last time you were here, we unpacked a lot of things. But now your show has started, Sitting with Stan season 4. Have you ever thought, Soguti, you'll reach season 4?
With you, yes.
No,
I'm now running the season 4 because of you. I mean, he's now a presenter.
I know.
He's doing a marvelous job. I mean, people like him.
Do you know why?
This, I thought, I was saying to Cindy, are we not shooting ourselves in the foot? He says, no. Are you sure? Because for me, I think he understands what we are doing.
But you know what's also important? If there's one word that I can take to describe you, you're authentic. You're real. No, honestly.
Thanks, man.
And the man that sits on my right, who we've become very close, the two of us, he's authentic and he's real.
Right.
He doesn't try to be who he's not.
100%.
He doesn't portray this person who knows everything and tries to say everything unless he's certain about what he says.
100%.
Sadly, in our industry today, there are a lot of, and across the board, there are a lot of people who say too much without giving it much thought.
Yes. No, you're right.
I'm still here, Mike. But how's the show?
No, the show is... It's doing well.
Yeah,
it's doing well.
It's season 4.
Season 4.
And I understand the concept behind was to bring in the young stars and also the legends, the players who've been there, who played the football and understand and made mistakes. Now they're teaching these young stars as well.
Right, yeah.
The last time you were here, you won a cup.
We were playing against Amazulu.
Yes.
It was the same MTN
cup.
final.
It was a Friday.
Right, okay. It was a Friday?
It was a Friday.
Okay.
And Preston, if you look at our football right now, and I told Michael, today I just want to bring us people who've been there, compare their times and now, looking at the football now, under 18 hours, you guys sold the tickets, sold out. They were sold out within 18 hours. If you look at our country, South Africa, in football, would you say people in Durban are hungry for these cup finals?
100%.
Yes.
The Durban people love football. They love football. But then Mike have just summed it up when he says 2 teams that are playing exciting football.
Yeah.
And he even went to the history, of Pep Guardiola doing tiki-taka.
Yeah.
And then I came up with something called Shushan and Piano. Now I see all the teams now are trying to play the ball out of defense, and they make mistakes because they don't know it. I mean, if you don't train it or if you don't practice it, because in football, the way you train is the way you play.
Yeah,
you cannot do it either way. So when you want to pass the ball out of defense, it needs hard work. It needs a lot of coaching from these guys.
Yeah.
And it also needs a special type of player.
And
a player that's
comfortable on the ball. Yes. Now defenders that we have, they are not comfortable on the ball.
No.
They are old-fashioned defenders. Yes. But it can be. It can. We can play this as long as we can try and teach and bring it to the youngsters.
Do you know what concerns me is something that Brastan said that is so true. We're always looking to copy certain things, and of course certain things you must copy because you don't have to reinvent the wheel with everything.
Yeah.
But I'm always of the opinion that when you're a football coach in particular, you look at the players you have at your disposal, and you do one of two things. You either choose a system that suits the players you have, your best 11. So you must say to yourself, I want to play my best 11. This is whom I regard as my best 11. I need a system that suits them. Okay,
100%.
Or this is the system I want to play. Now, which player, they may not be my best 11, but which of the players are comfortable in this system? The problem with coaches is they have a system that they want to play. They have the players in their mind that are their best 11, and they try and combine the two. And that's honestly the reason why you'll see a lot of, I'm going to put it in brackets, poor football. Because the truth is, players are expected to do things that they don't have the innate ability to be able to execute.
And then they want to convert, Mike. I mean, when you want to convert a player is comfortable playing on the right, and then you want to convert him to play on the left. Okay, you might think, you might say as a coach, no, he's a defender, so he will defend. It's just that he will defend differently because he kicks with a right on the left. But you don't do that because you are stifling the poor boy. I mean, he won't express himself
Exactly.
Better than when he plays on his position. So this conversion thing, again, have a look at it at your training. Because I'm under the impression when I was a coach, I always want to balance my team. If my team is balanced, then you'll get a system. Because now you can see, oh, this is the way to start. Now, for me, I also believed in coming up with my own way of doing things. I didn't want to copy too much. No, I wanted to be creative also. So when it came up with this passing the ball out of defense, it's because I wanted Sundowns to be different. I can tell you now, it's a culture now at Sundowns.
Yes. Correct.
Ever since I left, they still play the same way. They might tweak it here and there, but they still play the same way. Now, how to beat this team? It's because their central holding midfield goes back to go and pick up the ball. They pass him the ball. So if you want to play, stop him. Stop this one, central midfielder, from fetching the ball. Play with 3 or play with 2, but they must be in between. There's a right back, there's centre half, there's a right back. Let your players be in between so that you stop them from playing from the back. Let them hoof the ball, because when they play when they pass the ball from the back, then there are channels. You open up the pockets. So that's when they pass the ball there, because your team is stressed.
Yes. So we need this information as youngsters.
But I can't do it. No. I cannot do it because we have coaches, and I can because the first thing they will say is,
coach.
You see, or you interfering. So you leave it to the experts, because when somebody comes from overseas, he comes up with the way he was taught how to play football. He comes up with things that he has learned from his own birthplace. And when you bring it here, then you have to start all over again. That's why you don't find consistency
in these teams.
This
is Extra Time on Gagasi FM. We're almost halfway through the show. But as I said earlier on, Uguti, today I just want to bring people who play, the custodians of this game. I have two coaches and a player.
Don't look at me when you say a player.
No, I said coach.
I was so slow that milk could sour first before I returned. Okay.
He's Mourinho.
Yes.
Mourinho never played football,
but he's a good coach.
One of the best.
Yes. The
Mike was one of the best. And what he did is he retired while he was on top.
I want to introduce another legend in this game, because us as youngsters in the so-called 2Ks, we're not there to experience their peak times, but we know in terms of history, when you talk about the Mfega brothers, when you talk about football in KZN, the Sugar Rays, you can't leave those people out. No. But I will leave you to it, Brasden, to introduce a man next to you on your left.
One of the best goalkeepers in that generation. In his generation, I don't know who was the best keeper then. I would say maybe Banks Itlodi.
Yeah.
And Banda.
Patson Banda. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he even played for South African Black 11. This man. One of the best keepers. I remember when I was still playing, myself, I wanted to chip him because he was short.
Please tell our listeners what position you played.
I was playing in the middle. I would play wide and come inside.
Yeah.
And by luck, I happened to poke the ball from... they had a defender by the name of Ngubane, Professor Ngubane.
Well, he was a midfielder.
And besides being a midfielder, he was converted to be a centre half. And he was a modern player then.
Yes.
That guy played football the way it should be played now.
Prof was unbelievable.
He was unbelievable. Yeah. But I managed to sneak the ball away from him. And because I was quick...
Did it get through?
No, he didn't.
I would have wondered.
Because you know what Frederick did? Yeah. He fisted the ball over the bar. Because I wanted to chip him. Yeah. But he fisted the ball over the bar. An agile goalkeeper. No, never mind the timing now. Don't worry about the time. Don't worry about the time. But I mean, then, one of the best keepers. And he was talking, though he was quiet, but he was talking with his defense.
Yeah.
Though he's quiet. He never said too much. But he was talking to his defenders. Our keepers now, they don't talk to defenders. They don't talk. No, they don't.
I'm happy that some points where you compliment me. Most of the people I meet on the road, they always remember the goals that went through me. They don't remember the ball that I saved.
If Prof ever played against you and he scored a bending free kick, the first thing you would do, because I remember him scoring twice against Paddy Leering, who was playing for City.
Okay,
that was later on. Yeah. But every time Prof saw you, he would say, "Do you remember that ball that I bent around the wall?"
All the time.
I'm going to share something very quickly with you.
Right.
I had the misfortune of playing against Prof. I was playing for Clive Barker's team, Juventus, amateur team, and Clive was also coaching Durban Bushbucks.
Okay.
So to get Bushbucks ready for a game,
they'll play practice games.
He used us as slaughter. As fodder, okay?
Yeah.
And as a left-footed player, for some reason our left back, our right back wasn't there. They pushed me onto the right back position, and Prof came down the left side, and I confronted him. And Alex Byrne, who played for City as well, Budgie said, "He's only got a left foot. Show him the inside." Right. So I went onto his left foot. He flicked the ball over his head. One bounce. Right-footed volley, top of the net. I said, only has a left foot. Every time Prof sees me, he'll say, "Do you remember that time at S.J. Smith?"
These stories, we need them. But let me start here, and then we introduce proper one of the best, the legend, goalkeeper, as Brasden said.
Yeah.
La on extra time. Siyaboy.
Gagasi FM kanti ngizoyithola kanjani eGoli?
I wish I could listen while I'm at work.
The passion I have though, when I'm not tuning in to Gagasi FM, I feel like I'm missing out. Hayibo guys, angadlala ngathi. Limnandi phela Gagasi.
Yes, we hear you and siyavuma. It's time to have your favorite radio station with you wherever you are. Right in the palm of your hands.
How, you ask?
With the Gagasi FM app available on Android and iOS. Download the Gagasi FM app now. Live stream your favorite shows, connect with your favorite presenters, news, we've got KZN covered, win Kuma competition, and catch up on content you've missed with Ama Podcast. Gonke Logo is available on the new Gagasi FM app.
That's right.
One of our great Ubaba Fred Wagamfega and Lilo Gamal Shezel Kamoga when you talk about football in KZN. And I remember Maskuluma Novuma, he shared so much stories about Ubaba or Fred. But to us, Samatuke Babu Mfega Shambe mawuzichaza wena masekuthiwa cha baba uzichaze mawungase uchazela umuntu ozwa ongakaza kubone like thina sikhule manje ungamchaza umthini ubaba Fred Mfeka. Welcome to the show.
No, thanks, sir. Could be a long story, but I'll just summarize it.
Yeah.
When I was still playing, I used to believe in ukubamba ball.
Yeah.
Some goalkeepers bebevimba.
Wena ubulibamba.
Mina bengibamba mina.
Ubungavimbi.
So vimbering is doing this and that. But vimbering is just take the ball safely into your chest.
Yeah.
So a few goalkeepers I've spoken to have been saying, look, bambi ball. Musa uchiti ball, uvimbe, bambi ball. And also, when we're still playing, we used to play under very terrible terrains. We wouldn't see a goalkeeper on the other side because of the, and so on.
Yeah.
But that's the time when we played. We played during the hard times.
Yeah.
And not getting paid much.
Yeah.
I remember at Mazul, I can divulge it now.
Yeah, you can.
It was confidential at that time.
Yeah, no.
But
You didn't tell another
Yeah.
player how much you are getting paid.
Yeah, how much were you getting that time?
I think I was amongst the highest paid.
Kumazulu.
Mazul.
Yeah.
I was equally with Boshu Kare, Asim Negati, Chipa Koza, Richard Ngubane. It was 40 runs a game.
40 rand.
40 runs, yes. Fortunately, we were teachers,
Yeah.
Richard, the chief, Kuzwa, and myself. Would
Umtombeni yena bethola mali.
Ntombeni
Greaves.
Greaves came to Amazulu as a star.
Oh.
He must have been getting paid more than us, but he was not telling us. Yeah, Nabondo Tamsom.
Yeah, Nabondo Tamsom.
Yeah. But I grew up from Inanda. They used to say, Sazlalimbo's were playing for goats, And then Umasondo, Peter Umasondo picked us up there when we were playing against the Zulu Royals. Because before Mazulu, we were Zulu Royals United.
Yes.
So at Inanda there, at Ndwedwe, would play for the goat and then playing against the Tsotsi teams. By the time when we were probably, if we have defeated them, the goat will be stolen. Wouldn't find the goat. So there's a time, those are the days, interesting times.
Yeah.
Then Mama Sondo Upethwell selected us from Inanda Willows.
Yes.
Then we joined Zores United. Yet at some stage, we're getting paid from money that was thrown in by the supporters in the heads. So when things went on, it was discovered that there wasn't enough money to pay us. We had to get directors, people with money, to pay us. So Amazulu got divided. There was Zulu Royals this side. Then the directors who came in there, Abu Atangumalo, the attorney, the late, Momanan and so on, they started a team called Amazulu FC. So I remember then there was a problem between Zuluers and Amazulu. Until at one stage, Unduna played with a bandage around his head. Some supporters attacked us when we were dressing up at Umbelebelen, saying he had stolen one of the players, Skiri Kumede.
Okay.
Yeah, so we stuck with Amazulu FC, which still exists today. It's rare now. I don't know what the status is now. Well, at that time, as I was saying, we're getting paid 40 rands
A day.
Per match.
Per match.
Per match. So it was 40 rands times 4. It was 160 rands a month. Well, fortunately, we're teaching on the other side. Coming from Ungoya, as teachers, Chipa, Richard, Minu, Cruzo, we're getting paid 170 rands a month for teaching. So, but money was strong. Money was strong, because I bought my first car in 1974.
How much was it?
I bought it for 250 rands. With COR, with a radio. But I bought it from Machaltin.
Yes.
It was a nice. It started an Anglia. The second one was a sports car, Anglia. No, the English cars.
Yeah.
It was 6 feet, the bucket seats.
With the fins.
It was 650 rands. 1975, I think. The second one. So, I don't know whether I'm leaving out something which you wanted. Can you remind me?
Was there a game? I want to ask this question because I know which I'll forget. Was there a time where you decided not to go and play? Just maybe fear of your opponents, or
I don't remember.
Or maybe ask someone to take your position?
Not that I can remember.
Okay.
I know where you're heading to. Can I jump in there?
Yes.
When you talk about Solanga,
yes.
Hey, I've been explaining this thing for decades. People just forget, and then they keep coming back to say, I was scared of Solanga.
Were you?
No, people say that, but now when I start to explain what happened at Orlando Stadium, on those poles behind the pole, there's Mzimhlop behind.
Yes.
So it was a corner kick.
Yes.
That side. So as they kicked the ball, as Chiefs guy kicked the ball, I came up for it.
Yes.
Then somebody elbowed me.
Yes.
Whilst I was up.
Yeah.
Then I held the ball, then fell, then I pushed it to a 6-yard area.
Yes.
I was already injured. Then Ace came at the 6-yard area.
Yeah.
Full blast. And I still stopped it.
Yeah.
So who's greater than the other between the two? I'm already injured.
Yeah.
The guy kicks the ball at close range. I still stop it.
Yeah.
Now people thought I was injured by H. Solange's shot.
Oh right.
Because I had to go to Itindale Hospital. Yes. So everybody's saying now, hey, Solange shy, kill your ribs and so on. I hope that has been clear.
It's clear now. Since you explained to Brasted, it's clear now.
Baba Mfeka.
Yes.
Two things from the stories that both yourself and Stan are telling. I have watched South African football from a very young age. I used to watch Chiefs and Pirates and Amazulu and all of those clubs play. And the difference between now and then was when I listen to you speak and I listen to Brastan speak, there is a link between what you say and the football club. There is rich history. And that's what captured the imagination of so many people. Today, and I understand the world is different. Yeah. Today, it has become very commercial. You cannot speak to football players today and hear stories like this. I think in my day, when I was coaching Pirates 94, 95, we could still tell stories. Yeah. But that was 30 years ago. Okay? Today, it's very much a business. And I think that the storytelling, particularly in this country, needs to be told. And it needs to be retold. People need to understand, how did Amazulu get from point A to point B? Yeah. Who were those that played for 40 Rand, that made a difference, that created something special? We don't tell those stories. Yeah. That's the one thing. But the second thing I'd like to ask is a question. Nobody's mentioned what your nickname was. It was the Cat.
Absolutely, yeah.
Can you tell me how you got that nickname? I know how you got the nickname, but can you tell me how? Who gave that nickname to you? Couldn't have been Ace and Swelengwe.
No, Brother yeah. You would understand that. It was not ourselves who nicknamed ourselves.
Yeah. Supporters.
It was the supporters who nicknamed it. But probably the analogy will tell that the cat does.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to beat.
No,
it wasn't.
Very agile.
Very agile. Yeah.
I would be making myself too proud to say I was too agile and so on.
But you were.
It's nice if you say it to me, but I can't say it.
But again,
but you were agile.
But guys, again, how many modern players today in our country have nicknames?
No,
very
few. Yeah, very few.
No, that's a very important point.
Yeah,
which I always mention to say, when people say, "Ace," the guy who's playing there, can hear that now they're talking to me. Yes. I must just pull up and work more.
Yes.
Now this thing of nicknames is no more there.
No. You'll get a few. Mshini.
Yeah, very few.
You'll get a few.
Yeah, very few. Yeah.
If you hear these nicknames, doesn't really describe how you play.
No.
It's just a nickname.
Yeah.
But you spoke about Abo 40 Rand that you guys got paid a mandlala per match.
Yes.
Compare Manj, there are players Abahola more than 100, 200,000. But Ben ganjani nina uphila ngaleyo mali at that time.
I think at that time, man was still very strong.
Yeah.
Man was strong at that time.
Pounds.
Very much so.
I would fill up my tank in that Anglia with 29 runs, full tank, approximately. So the money at that time was strong. So we were surviving. We survived, especially like myself. I was teaching on the other side, getting that about 170 runs a month plus 140 runs this side in soccer. So
all you have to do is to have a look at the fact that if you take the 170 plus the 160, 330, and you buy a really top class second-hand vehicle for 250, it gives you an idea. You can buy 2 vehicles a month.
Right.
and also, Mike, during that time, Kenneth Kam, I remember, they were working at KSM, lifting maize meal, then they'd go to training in the afternoon. Today they are full-time there.
Full-time players.
I think they should be doing much better than what they're doing
right now.
Because basically everybody was working. We're all working, but at least we're teaching. The other guys were doing hard work, but they used to perform.
You've been a goalkeeper. Preston touched on something earlier on, Noguti. If you look at the style that he introduced when he was a coach at Sundowns, as well, is maybe a player to be comfortable on the ball. But now, Preston, you find Uguti goalkeepers now, we've seen it through Peterson now, Uguti emumva hlambe wenza ma mistakes, certain goalkeepers are making mistakes as well. But singabafundisa njani goalkeepers to be comfortable in playing? Because if you was a goalkeeper, you know, uyabamba and shoot the ball, distribute. But now, in terms of modern football compared to your days.
But in their days, yes. When you pass back, he could hold it with his hand. It's just that now it has changed. You cannot hold the ball. If there's a pass back, you can't hold it, but you have to be comfortable on the ball.
Yeah.
Now, but clubs, they still insist on doing that, and they lose games unnecessarily because a keeper makes a mistake.
Yes.
But week in and week out, there will be. If you check on the TV, there must be a team that has been scored by the keeper's mistake or by the defender's mistake.
Yeah.
Week in and week out, not with him. Like we are saying, he was agile. Fred will dive for the ball and he was the keeper. I know in those days, even if he was peripat, he wanted to parry the ball on the sides so that it can still be defended. But other keepers, when they punch the ball, they punch the ball corner. Or when he saves it, he brings it back to strikers, and that's how they scores. I mean, he just mentioned after he was injured, and then he parried the ball inside the 18 area, and Ace Ntswelengwe rushed to that ball to try and blast it into the net, but he still saved it. But again, because he was injured, then they said, no, his rib was broken by Ace's shot. you know.
But, Mr. Kramer, thanks for helping me there. You know, this reminds me of Vuma, my brother, who was playing for African Wanderers.
Yeah.
He's saying there was a guy there, George Patiwis, who was a backliner.
Yeah.
So when Vuma held the ball as a goalkeeper as well, he would hold the ball, then push, and then throw it to this guy, a backliner, who George Patiwis.
Yeah.
Then George Patiwis would just keep the positive. Vuma, shaya bola phambili uzongifaka ekhulumeni
because he wasn't comfortable in the
ball.
Don't pass me the ball. Just hoof the ball upfield.
But why are we failing now as South Africans to produce our own goalkeepers?
It's not easy. It's not easy because what we are doing now is we import goalkeeper trainers. Now in those days, when you are a coach, you train goalkeepers, you train almost everybody. You are even a trainer. But today they have analysts, they have goalkeeper trainers, they have conditioner coaches.
It's different.
They have striker coaches. They have almost everything. But there's only one team that is still consistent, though now there's controversies because of them getting penalties. They're not a penalty. This is a penalty. But
which team is that, person?
My former team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my Sundowns. Yeah. Sundowns still plays the same, though the defenders they have now, they are not that much comfortable on the ball. They are not.
Yeah. Do you think in that case, people like Ubaba Umfega can be introduced to these youngsters at grassroots level?
Because he's the one who knows from those dark days how they used to train. Because now the football is more modern now because they tell you football evolves. It's more modern now. But it wasn't easy to score this man. It wasn't easy. Even in those days. Now it would have been worse if it was now getting training from the would-be experts. He would have been, I don't know, he would have been in England maybe or so.
Mr. Kramer, thank you very much for that. You know, I remember when Ted Dimitro came to our workshop at Mumbuli College. You know, he would throw a ball to in fact, most of the teachers took an opportunity to be football coaches. Here in KZN. They hadn't played soccer for a long time, but we're there. We're not trained, but we're using talent. Yes. But whenever he threw ball to Joel Fire, to other guys, those were teachers. He said, no, you have never played soccer enough, you. Joel, Tizatwala, you played soccer. You know? So he said, you guys, what you must do, if you are coaching, rope in these guys who played with talent. Mix talent with what you call with your training, your modern training.
Way, yes.
But you won't make it if you only use modern tactics. Come to these guys. If you ask Fred how he used to close the angle, I wouldn't. If it was a penalty, I wouldn't look at the face of the person. I would look at the ball and the boot where it finishes off. Yeah. Those are things that we just learned.
Nobody taught you.
No one was teaching us.
No.
So it was talent and this modern training. Yes. If you combine the two, we might have success.
See,
come to think of it, even now, they even go to an extent of having somebody, a goalkeeper coach, that wants to know more about the opposition goalkeeper.
Yes.
But get it from an old man. He says he looks at the ball and the feet.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just knocked out now from the Champions League.
But that makes sense because in cricket, for example, unless you look at the hand and the ball, you don't have enough time to react once the ball is released. It's the position of the hand and the way the hand is going to release the ball that determines, is it going to be short, is it going to be full, is it going to be okay? Yeah. How then is it not the same with football? Because at the end of it all, it's the foot making contact with because I can look one way and place the ball there. It's the foot, but you can't look one way, turn the foot and put the ball there. You're 100% correct. I even never thought of that.
And but maybe we can help you, Mike. This last one. I always fail to understand, to fathom how goalkeepers on penalties dive on the other side, and then the goal is that side. I still don't believe in that. I believe in saying maybe I look at the ball while he's kicking, then at least even the supporter said, hey, he had seen the ball, but it was too fast for him.
Yes.
But diving the other side,
and it goes on the other side.
It's on the toes that side. Maybe we can help us.
No?
I can't.
But we need an hour.
No, we need more than an hour.
We need another hour. And you can catch us Sitting with Stan on Supersports, channel 202.
All right.
And also it's available on Showmax.
All right.
Yes.
Showmax.
Yeah. Right. And also in your coming episode, we spoke about the down but not outs of players. You've seen some other players Utologuti at their peak and then they fall, but now they're still doing well for themselves. But in that show, Brasten, we've learned a lot. Sitting with Stan, bringing these youngsters, explaining to them, and also the idea was to teach these youngsters that are coming through Guti laba sebehambile indlela, you should focus on this. We should applaud you, Brasten, for doing so. And we're still learning a lot from that show. No,
I won't. That's why I'm trying to go wide with these invitations. Not
and the topics.
Concentrating in Joburg. That's why I wanted him. I wanted Prof. I wanted his brother. I wanted Fire. I wanted those who are still alive. But unfortunately, some of them couldn't make it. Even him, he didn't make it. But then at least Voma came and Prof came. Because I don't want it to look like it's just a Joburg thing. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So promise us, Prof. Druguti, soon before Sketelo Nyagi will come through.
No. Through Preston.
Preston will call you next year.
Oh, okay.
In Joburg.
He must come.
Yeah, he needs to. There's a lot that we need to talk. You know what, I know these stories. As much as I'm a 2K, but I know your stories. But thank you so much for coming through.
Thanks very much.
And I told you, Preston, this is your home. And today we wanted to just give the youngsters the history, and you guys are custodians of this game. And there's a lot that you can share. Uprastian that can share. Mike Makab can share as well. So thank you so much for coming through.
Extra time. Sports news and views from Mzansi and around the globe with Simto Dladla and Mike Makab.